Hi everyone, it's Emma, and today, as you can see, I am barefaced. I have no makeup on because I wanted to have a little chat about some things I've been thinking about recently, and I thought I would do it while I did my makeup. First of all, let me pull back my hair a little bit. That's better. I've done a couple of these get ready with me videos recently, but I do my makeup differently every day, so I'm gonna try and do something today that I have not shown you guys yet. But it is what I've been doing on most days that I wear makeup. This week, I've been thinking a lot about creativity and what it means to stay inspired as someone who kind of has pressure to be constantly releasing creative content. As a YouTuber and as somebody who tries to post very regularly on all social medias, it is a bit hard to stay inspired. Feeling uninspired is the worst feeling, when you just kind of don't want to do anything. You don't feel passionate about any project that you have or anything you're writing. I think that is just one of the worst feelings for a creative person. I usually only feel that way when I haven't been creating. If I'm in the habit of putting out 3 videos a week, posting on Instagram every day, reading 50 pages every day, then I never feel uninspired. If I'm doing those things, I don't really hit ruts like that. It comes at times like right now, when I've been traveling a lot, so my normal schedule has been kind of disturbed. I'm using this Innisfree matte full cover cushion in Cool Ivory 11. This is my favorite foundation at the moment, although I haven't been wearing it every day. I usually wear their lighter coverage one every day since it's springtime. So recently I've been traveling a lot. I've been traveling so much that the other day my dad saw me doing laundry and he was like, "Are you leaving us? Where are you going?" I've been traveling so much that the sight of me folding laundry meant that I was probably going off somewhere again. So obviously it's pretty hard to keep up with 3 videos a week posting on social media every day when I'm traveling that much. And it's not even over yet because BEA is in less than 2 weeks, VidCon is in like a month, so I still have some pretty big travel things coming up. But when I get home, it's hard to get back into the groove of creating things. Like when I was in New York, I got into a groove because I was vlogging a lot. I was creating similar kinds of videos, I figured out which ones worked for while I was there. But then I got home and all of that changed again because I was home again. All of that is just an explanation for the circumstances I've been in recently. However, I am a firm believer that being creative breeds more creativity. I think you can't get in the mood to film, take pictures, write, do whatever it is that you do as a creative person unless you're already doing it. In other words, I think you just need to do it. Just start somewhere, anywhere, and go from there. I think one of the number one questions that any booktuber gets, not just me, is what kind of advice do you have for people who want to start their own YouTube or booktube channel? And the advice that I always have is just to do it. Just start. Just film a video, whether it's on your iPhone or you have a web camera, whatever you have, just start and go from there. I really don't think there's anything you can do to prepare yourself for being creative. I just put this Ilia Cosmic Dancer Illuminator stick on my eyes as an eye primer because I don't really use eye primer. I think you can do whatever you can do to inspire yourself. So for me, going on walks, being outside in nature, doing my makeup, listening to music, those kind of things inspire me. But I also think it's kind of like a muscle and you have to just exercise that creative muscle to get going anywhere. For those of us who are perfectionists, the idea of starting a YouTube channel when you're not actually good at it, because it is a skill for sure, is super scary. I was not good at editing or filming. I had absolutely zero experience in either when I started my YouTube channel. I literally learned everything that I know in the first year of doing booktube. I don't think that's the case for everyone. I know that a lot of people got into it because they already liked film stuff, or they already knew how to edit, or they had someone who taught them how to edit. I did it all myself. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to say you can start anywhere, but that does mean that you have to put yourself out there when you're not good at it. By the time I had been doing YouTube for a year, I had 10,000 subscribers. I think I only really started to get good at it after that year. I still don't think I'm very good at it. I'm still totally a newbie. I don't know a lot about cameras. I didn't even get my DSLR until recently. But that's a lot of pressure. Like, I think when it was the hardest is when I started to actually gain subscribers and viewers and you guys were actually watching my videos. But it also kind of pushed me to work harder and learn more. I've noticed recently that when I get nervous about sharing something, whether it's a picture or a poem or a video, it's usually because I actually have something to say, like I actually want to share it. If you follow me on Instagram, I've been posting my poems along with my pictures sometimes, and that is the scariest thing for me. But I just decided somewhere along the way that I had to start sharing it, or I would never get used to sharing it, and then no one would ever see it because I would be nervous forever. And honestly, the response has been amazing. You guys have been super nice and encouraging about it. Just uber super supportive. Okay, over the illuminator that I put on 2 eyeshadows. One is like a shiny yellow toned and the other one is just pure white sparkles. They are both by the brand Alima Pure. I was thinking about all this earlier this week because I shared a poem that I didn't really want to share. I had been working on it for like a month, but it had kind of been sitting there, hardly edited. Every time I went to edit it, I ended up not really changing much at all. Maybe changing a word here or there. It was the same poem that I had put a little excerpt of in my last daily reflections video, and again, I got so many positive comments. So I just decided it was time to share it, even though I was not perfectly happy with it. And the comment that was repeatedly said on that Instagram picture was that people really needed to hear what I was saying that day, that they were having some kind of struggles, and that what I said and my words encouraged them or lifted them up or blessed them in some way. That is all I ever need to hear when I create something. What I feel successful in when I put something out there is when people say it made an impact on them, it made them feel something, it encouraged them, it helped calm their anxieties. That is kind of why I create, or it's why I keep creating, or it's my goal in creating. It's not what I set out to do with my YouTube channel at all, but it's just kind of been the natural progression. I tell that story to say that it was a big lesson for me to learn that nothing has to be perfect, especially in the creative process. It's never going to be perfect, so you might as well just put yourself out there. You never know how it's going to impact someone or where someone's coming from when they're reading it. There's no way you can predict people's reactions, so you might as well just do your best, put it out there, and see what happens. I'm now using this Gudetama palette, which I have mentioned before in videos, to go over top of the eyeliner shape that I did to darken things up a little bit. I can't really talk while I do this bit, to be honest. This eye always looks different from this eye, and I'm not really sure why. Going back to what I was talking about when you're in the habit of being creative, it's easier to be creative. It's the same way for me with reading. If I'm reading multiple books on a daily basis, I don't have trouble finishing books or flying through books or reading faster. But if I get out of that habit and out of that pattern, it is so hard to get back into the groove of reading. It's a little bit different with reading because I do go through phases with reading. I think it is perfectly okay and probably a good thing to not read as much during certain points of your life. I'm gonna go to BEA and BookCon, be in New York for a week, and probably not read a thing. That's just normal. You can't upkeep reading to that extent. But I always have to be creating something. If I'm traveling, I'm usually journaling a lot. I write just as many poems when I'm super busy and traveling as when I'm home and doing nothing. Possibly even more because that's when I'm out experiencing the most, I'm interacting with people, and people are often my biggest source of inspiration. Plus, a lot of times when I'm traveling, it's easier to take a lot of pictures and post a lot of pictures, like at these book events. We have wonderful people who take pictures of us, and so then I have a lot to post, and then I have the ability to write captions, and that kind of keeps my creativity flowing. If I'm not making videos, not taking pictures, not journaling, then there is something really going on with me. Like, that just doesn't really happen. And if it does, I'm probably not doing very well in the mental health department. Blendy blend. I think one of the challenges of having a lot of free time like I do right now is knowing where to channel my energy. It's really hard to have like a super balanced life, especially in the winter. It's what I love about this time of year. I can go running outside, I can go outside to take pictures. I'm usually out doing more just because the weather is good, or I'm at the beach, I'm hanging out with friends because there's more free time in the summer. I should probably stop the blush now. It's a lot easier to get outside on a regular basis when it's nice outside, and that just immediately improves my mood, which immediately makes me better able to be more creative. Speaking of being outside, I just realized that this yard work is going on, so sorry if that's been going on for a while. I think the lawn guy is finally done. I almost forget to do my eyebrows like every day. Recently, I did this writing course with a poet that I really like named Morgan Harper Nichols. She has a great Instagram, which I will link down below. I've mentioned her and her book Storyteller a couple times on my channel now. But she was talking about how she stays inspired, how she keeps up her creative activity on those days when you literally have no time to write. She is a poet and a songwriter and does many other creative things, so I think that this applies for anyone who is creative in any way. So she was talking about days when you just have no time, and how for her, what she does, she just doesn't log out of that creative mindset. So I was testing this out while I was walking around New York City, and I would be out all day and I would see things that might inspire me, but I don't really have time to fully develop the idea. So she says to take a picture of it, to write down the random phrases that pop into your head in the notes on your phone, when you're in cab drives, to take a little bit of time and think about the things that you've seen those days. It's kind of like mindfulness, how people talk about doing that for your anxiety. Just being present in the moment and actually noticing what your surroundings are instead of just kind of like flying through a busy day. I tested it out on a day when I was going to be out all day long. I was with some friends in the morning, and then I had to film a video, and then I had to edit a video, and then I went back out with friends at nighttime. And throughout the day, when I was on the subway and I was listening to music, walking around the streets, I just kind of tried to notice what was around me, colors, sounds, and I took pictures of it, words, I would write them down. And I don't mean like take pictures of it as in have a full-blown photo shoot. I mean like you see some shadows on the ground and it looks interesting and you snap a slightly blurry spur of the moment picture on your iPhone. Doing that throughout the day and keeping my mind in that mindset instead of checking out and just being busy, I found that at the end of the day, when it was late at night and I got home, I had a lot to write about. Like, it just kind of poured out of me because I had been thinking about it kind of over here on the side all day long. Like I said, this is not my practice. I didn't come up with this. It's 100% Morgan Harper Nichols' way that she stays inspired and stays writing and stays creating as a busy person. I'm now going to do highlighter, and for this I usually use two kinds of highlighter. This one is a bit more gold toned, so I will use that first. It's the same thing that I used on my eyes before I put on eyeshadow, and it's a cream one, so it's very easy to just kind of dab on blindly. And then I use the RMS Living Luminizer, which you can tell is almost done, and I pop that right on top. It is also a cream one, so they pretty much do the same thing, but this one is very white toned. On days like BookCon days, I'll probably just, on top of these two highlighters, use straight up sparkles. Like what I put on my eyes, I will probably just use that on my cheeks too. It's just cute. It looks like fairy dust or whatever. And then one last time after I do the highlighter, I take my little applicator that I used for the foundation and I blend everything together. So now I just need a little lip gloss. This is the Well People Nudist Color Balm. It's just a lip balm, but it is very shiny, so I always put it on before I put on lip gloss because I don't like my lip gloss to be sticky. And the base for my lips was the exact same blush color that I put on my cheeks. Depending on how I'm feeling that day, I will leave my lip gloss more or less shiny. And there's bells ringing outside. So that is it for my makeup. And that's everything I have to say about creativity today. I just had kind of been thinking about this stuff because I had been very busy, I had been traveling, and I did not stay in the mindset of creating. I did not do what I just told you guys that I try to do when I'm busy. So coming back home, it was hard to like get back in the groove, but I feel like I've done it. I feel like I've gotten back there, and so I just wanted to talk about this stuff because I love doing these videos, doing my makeup and talking about something with you guys. It's honestly some of my favorite videos to film. If you have any topics that you guys would like me to talk about in future chatty videos, leave them down in the comments below. Like I said, I love doing these videos, but sometimes I don't have anything that I know you want to hear about. Could be a question or a topic, whatever. Just go ahead and leave it down below. Also, let me know down in the comments if you are a creative person, what is like your go-to thing that helps you feel inspired. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a lovely day or night or afternoon wherever you are, whatever you are doing, and I will see you in my next video.